Hi, welcome to Stellar Yoga. I'm Estelle. Today's class is going to be a self-care class that is focused on somatic movement, which are awareness and movements that help connect your mind and your body. There is a lot going on in the world today that is causing immense suffering, not just the pandemic, but humanitarian situations, the climate crisis, racial violence, social injustice. And many of us probably also have personal things going on that are challenging. So it's really important to make the space to feel safe and to offer yourself love and care. So for today's class, I will really encourage you to conduct this class or experience this class in a place that you feel safe. Not all of us have the luxury of feeling safe at our homes. So if you can find a safe place at home, that is a wonderful place to practice. If you are able to go to a place that you feel safe, maybe a park or a loved one's house, that's a great option. If you don't have the opportunity to go to those places, you might also just take a moment right now to imagine those places. Maybe close your eyes for a second and sense what you feel in those places that makes you feel safe. And just take a moment to visualize yourself in that space and how that would make you feel. I will give you a chance to center again when we're started. I will also, before we start, encourage you to have a few things around you for our practice today. So the first thing is some one or two or three objects that remind you that you are loved or that remind you of people that you love. So I have a candle here that a friend gave to me. I have a stone here that a very dear, one of my oldest friends gave to me. And then I have this beautiful quilt that my very talented sister made for me. So I have these things around me to support me and make me feel safe and loved in our practice today. So this could be a candle, a plant, a piece of jewelry, a piece of clothing that you want to wear while you do your practice. Anything to remind you that you're loved, that reminds you of people that you loved, and that helps you be connected to that feeling of safety and love. I will also encourage you to have some kind of bolster. So that could be a couple of pillows or a blanket or a couple towels just stuffed into a pillowcase to keep it all kind of firm and in one spot. It could also be a couple of couch cushions. We're just going to do a little bit of supported restorative poses in the second half of class. And for the same reason, I would encourage you to have a couple blankets that, again, you can just help make yourself feel supported and in comfortable positions and bring a bit of comfort to holding our poses a little bit. And I will also encourage you, if scents are one of the things that help you to feel in the moment and present, you can use scented candles or a scented diffuser or some kind of aromatherapy. This is a lovely rose, bergamot, and geranium essential oil blend that a friend of mine gave me, and you can just put a little bit on your wrists, and that can help kind of remind you that you're present when you're in class. It can also help soothe with the different scents. So I would pick a relaxing scent. Once you have your objects around you, I will invite you to go ahead and we'll start in a constructive rest position today. So, constructive rest is any kind of reclined position that you can take with your knees bent. So, you could lie on the floor like this. You could prop yourself up with some blankets behind your back or under your neck if that feels good. So, just come to your back or reclined in any way that feels good to your body today. And you can bend your knees and let them just fall in so they're touching each other and they're supporting each other. So you can let the muscles in your legs go. You don't have to use any effort to keep them up. And if you feel comfortable here, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And we'll just take a couple of moments here to center ourselves and arrive where we are. So just notice, without any need to change anything, how you're arriving on the mat today. And notice what you notice. So perhaps you notice physical sensations. Perhaps you notice emotions or thoughts that are coming with you. Perhaps you notice a felt sense of tiredness or anxiety or alertness. Perhaps you're bringing grief with you. Just try to take in each aspect of what you're bringing to the mat today. And if you're bringing suffering, grief, a blue feeling, if you're bringing tiredness, stress, see if you can, for a moment, invite those feelings into your heart as a temporary visitor, knowing that change is the one constant in life, and that these visitors, they will be temporary. So for the time being, see if you can open your heart to them and sit with them. Not fighting them, not wishing away, not envisioning how you would like things to be, but just sitting here now with how things are at this moment. As we lie here, sitting with the way things are right now, notice some of the physical sensations. Notice the ground against your body, how the air feels on your skin. the rising and the falling of your chest as you breathe. And take in the senses around you. Notice what you can hear. Notice what you can smell. If your eyes are gently open, notice what you see. If your eyes are closed, also notice what you see. And just perhaps focus on one thing that makes you be here now, feel here now, that you can come back to throughout your practice to help you stay in the present moment. When you're ready, go ahead and start to rub your fingers together, your thumb across each different finger. Maybe start to wiggle your toes a little bit, waking up your hands and your feet. And then very gently, let your legs stretch out long. And you can stay long, or you can gently press up onto your elbows so that you can look at your feet. Just start moving your feet in and out so they come together and your toes touch in the middle, and then letting them rest outwards. And start to do this quickly so that your toes tap together, and you can adjust how far apart they are, how quickly you're bringing them together. But just start tapping your toes together in this rhythmic in and out. You can include your legs, you can make it mainly in your feet. You can let your legs roll in and out. If that feels good, go ahead and do that. And you can do this at your own rhythm. Just notice what feels good. Generally, a fairly quick rhythm feels good to me. And just let your feet gently tap together as you do this. Notice if that feeling with relaxed legs, how that affects your thighs or your hips, what it's feeling like in your different joints. You can try going a little faster. Notice if your knees touch or not. That may just depend on your skeletal structure and what's comfortable in your body. Just letting your legs flop in and out and tapping your toes together in the middle. When you're ready, let go. Let your legs relax. Pause. Flop out towards the sides. And gently lower yourself back down onto your back. And just take in, notice how you feel. And then move your heels about hip distance apart and start moving your feet from a more pointed position to a flexed position with your ankles, with your heels on the ground, so that it starts slowly and gently kind of rock your body. You can do this slowly, or you can start to pick up the pace and just start gently rocking your body. With your heels on the floor, noticing the other points of contact your feet have on the earth, your body has on the earth. Notice what feels like it's being moved or rocking and what feels more static. See if it feels good to really let some part of your body go, maybe your head. Let it just nod along with the movement without using any effort, just letting it relax and bob with your movement. See if you notice any places of tension or aching. Notice how different parts of your body respond to this movement. Just gently rocking at your own rhythm. Noticing, if anything, the sensations or thoughts that arise. When you feel like that's enough, go ahead and come back to stillness. Let your legs rest open. And just feel this moment. Notice what you feel, if anything. And if your mind starts to wander, bring yourself back to that anchor you selected at the beginning of class. That helps remind you that you're here now. When you're ready, again start to gently move your fingers and toes. Maybe point or flex your wrists or ankles. And then very slowly and gently roll with your knees bent towards one side or any way that feels inherently good for you to slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed or open as you feel most comfortable. And come into a comfortable seat. You can have a bolster under your hips. You can have your legs in any shape that feels good to you. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can. Just take a couple of breaths in this new orientation to the earth. If it feels good and grounding to you, you can take a couple of slow, deep breaths, really focusing on a slow, long exhale. Or you can simply notice what it feels like to be connected to the earth this way. You can choose to ground yourself in the way that makes the most sense for your body, for your heart, for how you arrive today. So I'm offering some suggestions, but they're just a couple options on an endless menu of what you feel is right for your body. So feel free to explore that throughout class and to take on what I say or try it on for a moment or disregard it and explore what's right for you at any time. We're going to move on to some gentle massage now. Many of us hold tension in and stress in our muscles. So with the opposite hand, either starting with whatever side feels good, go ahead and just start to gently massage the muscles in your upper back or shoulder, pressing into one spot and then just rolling over what you find underneath it. And then move on to another spot or stay on that spot if it feels really good. And you can try going in closer to your spine. And then you could also try slowly moving outwards towards your shoulder blade or above your shoulder blade all the way out to the top of your shoulder. Just pressing in and rolling. You may find that some spots are more sensitive than others. You may feel little crunchy things or roll over small things or little things. Just notice and go with what feels good. Go with what's relieving the tension. You can also try going up and down these ropey muscles that run from the base of your neck up towards the top of your head. You can explore upwards as high as you like and downwards as low as you like. trying to get all around the different muscles of your shoulder and your neck. Just exploring what feels nice. And when you've had enough of one side, you can go ahead and start on the other side, starting with one spot and just pressing into that and rolling your fingers around it, pressing it around it. Exploring the different spots. And again, just notice what feels really nice. If none of this feels nice, you don't have to do any of it. Just notice what your body seems to be enjoying and trying to listen to that. If you want, you can take both hands at the top of your neck and explore those neck muscles as they move up slowly towards your head. Just moving your hands around your scalp, the back of your head. There are lots of muscles there too, even if they're kind of small. Sometimes they have a big impact on our head and the way it feels, the way we hold tension. You can try moving on to other parts of your head, on your scalp, either finding muscles or just rubbing your head in a way that feels nice. You can move it in circles, up and down, in and out. Exploring what feels good. Maybe move on to your temples. The muscles in your jaw. You can go all the way around the edges of your ears. Or even take your whole ears and gently pressing or tugging on them. And then maybe explore the space between your eyebrows. Moving along your brow line. Your forehead. And maybe explore under your eyes, under the eye socket. Moving out along your cheekbones. And when you're ready, you can let your hands rest. Maybe explore moving your shoulders a little bit, or rolling your head from side to side. Just exploring some movement here or some stretching. Discovering what feels good. Exploring. There's no right or wrong way if it feels good to you. And if you like, you can start to get your spine involved. Maybe rolling it from including it as you roll your neck or as you do shoulder rolls. You can keep it really low and close. You can open it if that feels good. And just exploring without judgment. The ways in which your body wants to move right now. And it definitely does not need to be opening. A lot of times classes that focus on our hearts, they focus on opening the heart. But if your heart is hurting, you don't necessarily want to open it up to more vulnerability and expose it more. So you can explore movements that are protective of your heart. You don't need to be forcing it into any way but what feels protective and safe to you today. And then just to take this movement a little bit bigger, I'll invite you to continue what you're doing in a seated fashion. You can start to bring some weight bearing into it if you want to start moving this into hands and feet. You can do that. Again, you can stay protective. You can explore moving, opening in different ways. You can stay seated. So this is just an exploration of your body. See if you can tune out societal expectations or norms or standards that you feel like you need to fulfill, and instead tune into your body, your heart, what it really needs right now. And when you feel like you've moved enough, come again into a seated position that you feel comfortable in. And we'll start to just give ourselves some gentle, loving touch. So a lot of us, especially during the pandemic, haven't gotten to see the people that we love or touch the people that we love, hug them, feel their touch in return. But one way that you can offer yourself love is also through touching yourself in the way that you feel loved. So you can start with just your shoulder, your upper arm, however you enjoy being touched, or exploring how you like to be touched in a loving way. Maybe move down to your hands. They have so many sensitive nerve endings. And see what it feels like to lovingly caress your own hands. Maybe move over to the other arm. You can feel the whole arm at once or different sections at a time. And then maybe start to touch your torso, move down to maybe lovingly touching your belly. That's an area of our bodies that a lot of us don't give enough love to. You can hold one hand on your heart, or you can use it behind you to support yourself. You can rub your back. And your hips. And maybe move on to your thighs. And see what it's like to do one leg at a time. To just focus really loving energy on one part of your body. Appreciating everything that it does for you. Fighting infection, helping you to move around the world, helping you to take movements that feel good. And then move on to another section. And you can have your legs bent or straight. Just notice what it feels like to offer yourself this love. And you can move on to your feet. You can press into some of the muscles and rub them, or you can wiggle your toes. If you're ticklish, you may want to stay in other parts of your foot. Just see what it's like to give a little bit of love to your feet. And when you've finished with one leg, you can move on to the other leg. And this can be hard pressure like massage. It can be really delicate, tickling. Just notice what you enjoy and try to offer yourself that. And notice if you are able to accept this love. And again, extend that to your feet in whatever way feels right. And when you've finished, you can also offer yourself just a hug. If that feels right for you. Either arm or both arms, you can switch. And then just for a moment, come back to a comfortable neutral seat. And just notice what you're feeling right now. If you've had any negative thoughts while doing this, if any body issues have come up, try to remember that all bodies are good bodies. There is no one body type or size or ability that is better than another. All bodies are good bodies. All bodies deserve love and care, especially your own. From here, we're going to move into some restorative poses. And again, I will ask you to explore finding exactly how these poses feel good to you. So the first one we'll take is just having your legs in a kind of pinwheel shape. So your knees can be up, they can be in your feet. Find out what shapes feel good to you, but just sort of having one leg towards the front bent and one leg bent towards the back. They definitely don't have to be at any specific angle. You can be more on the front, more on the back. It's completely up to you and what feels good in your body. And then if you like to take one of those objects in your hands, you are welcome to do so while we rest in this position. And just take a stack of blankets, bolsters, pillows, whatever feels good. Making sure that if you need something under your knee for that to feel supported, you can do that. And again, you can always adjust this once you've folded forward. You can adjust to however you need. When you're ready, just try leaning your torso forward on a supportive, soft cushion. And you don't want to feel any discomfort in this position. So if you do feel some discomfort, go ahead and adjust yourself so that you're in a position where you just feel comfort and support, and you feel that you can really let go and relax into this position, which will hold for a few minutes. And very gently, when you feel ready, go ahead and gently walk yourself back up. You can gently, slowly straighten your legs out. Maybe give them a little bit of gentle movement. If it feels good, you can bend your knees, rest your hands behind you, your feet on the floor, and slowly rock your knees back and forth. Just noticing what it feels like in your hips, in your knees. And when you get to the other side, letting your knees both fall to the other side, you can slide the bolster around your stack of pillows. Find whatever shape feels good to you, and gently lower yourself down. Again, adjusting so that it feels right for you and so that it feels comfortable and supportive. And if anything arises while you're resting in these positions, try to notice it. Maybe explore welcoming it into your heart, knowing that it's a visitor, and sitting with it for the time being, knowing that when it's ready, it will pass on, as all things do. When you're ready, again with slow, gentle movements, you can press yourself up, walk your hands back, gently unravel your legs, maybe take some circles with your knees, releasing anything you find in your hip joints. Again, you can gently pedal your legs, stretch them in any way that feels good to you. Maybe just exploring some of that movement. I'll take one more pose today, which is a supported child's pose before we close. If you like child's pose and it's a comfortable pose for you, you can do this on your mat. I'll show you how to do that in 1 minute. But if this puts a lot of pressure on your low back or your knees, you can also do this up against a chair while sitting on a chair with your arms on the back of the chair, or up against a sofa or side table. So I'll show you that now. You may want to have something soft on the chair or the sofa. You can have something to sit on your pillows, or a little stool or a stack of books with some blankets on it. And then you can just fold forward over the sofa with their hands out straight, with them bent in any way. If it feels good, you can let them rest on your legs. But try to find a place where you can let your arms go and you can just let everything relax. If you like doing child's pose on the mat, you can use your bolster or stack of blankets and place that under your torso or between your legs in any way that feels good to you. So you may have to play around with it a little bit, and then when you found something that feels really good and supportive and you can really let yourself go ahead and relax into it. Your arms can be anywhere, your feet can be any shape. There's no right answer for this, except what feels good to you. If your head is to one side, you can go ahead and turn it to the other side if you'd like now. And as you rest in this position again, know that anything that arises is okay. There's nothing you need to do now except be here. There's nothing you need to do except what you want to do. When you're ready to come out of this position, you can do so slowly and gently. And I will encourage you then to come to our final seat in any comfortable sitting position, legs any position that you like. And take a moment to come back to that anchor you chose at the start of class that reminds you that you're here now, that helps you feel here now. And if you like, go ahead and bring one hand to your heart and then the other hand on top of that hand. If that feels right to you. Another option is to bring your hands together, holding hands, and then resting or pressing your two thumbs into your chest, into your heart. You can also explore other shapes of your hands that grasp each other, that hold each other, that allow you to extend unconditional love towards yourself, compassionate, caring, protective love. And try to sit with that for a moment. With the love you can offer yourself. See if you can accept that and embrace that and soak that up. See if in this moment you can hold yourself and hold your heart with all the love that you have to offer, with all the love that you deserve, which is compassionate, caring, unconditional love. I encourage you to stay here, holding your heart in your hands as long as feels right for you today. And that as you move forward with your life today and in this world, you can remind yourself that you deserve all the love, all the compassion, and all the care in the world. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.